Yeah, it's way more fun and more likely to end your life. It's a trade-in. Coach Greg, and in today's video, Alex Eubank needs to make up his mind. And I'm not talking about the car he's going to drive. I'm talking about, is he going to go on PDs? Is he going to stay natural? Is he going to be shredded? Is he going to bulk? He's always doing something. And so, of course, my advice would be to maintain at a healthy body fat for him. But why would anyone listen to Coach Greg? Coach Greg, he doesn't make any sense. You need to bulk and cut to put on muscle, don't you? Of course not. And so I'm watching the video. I notice he's already suffering. He's dieting down, and the suffering, it's already started. And if you go back to his previous video, he said, I'm going to go on a cut, and if I can't maintain that lean physique, well, it's going to be time to send it. I'm going to go on HRT. And so you can already see it starting now at around 12, 13% body fat. And so if he continues, what do you think is going to happen? And of course, the inevitable. If you get to single-digit body fat, unless your genetics are 1 in 100 perhaps, you're not going to be able to maintain that. At least not without lowered testosterone levels, loss of libido, lack of energy, focus, and so on. And so check out his physique. Does it look like he needs to diet? Does he look like he needs to get leaner to be attractive? Of course not. This is already perfect. He doesn't need to diet anymore. Unless, of course, he was getting ready for competition, perhaps a photo shoot for magazines or something. But he's not. He's just doing it for purely the aesthetics. He's already got it. And so clearly, he doesn't need to diet down anymore. And I get it. It's his body, his choice. If he wants to get leaner, why not? As long as he's not going to suffer.
We just finished up the workout. I was trying to do some biceps, but I literally gassed myself so much. Today was like a refeed for me. Mini refeed. I had like a small cheat meal. It wasn't even really a cheat meal. I just had like sushi.
And so take my advice. Once you get to the point where you can't finish your workout effectively, you're dieting too hard. It's not rocket science, people. If you can train harder than last time, you're eating enough. And if you're not, well, you need to eat more. And so he's having a cheat day, refeed, you call it what you will, a whole extra 500 calories. It's not enough. If you're not able to finish a workout, you've dieted too far. Unless you're a bodybuilder, this should not have to happen.
But I'm feeling still pretty like lethargic and drained, which is an issue when you're cutting. Obviously, you're not holding as many carbs, so therefore your body kind of burns through it quick and you get hypoglycemic.
And so he explains it well. He's feeling hypoglycemic. He doesn't have as many carbs. Glycogen stores are down. And so he doesn't have the energy to fuel his workouts. And so there lies the problem with bulking and cutting. It's all fun and games when you're on the bulk. More energy, feel good, you're building muscle, great. But what happens when it's time to cut? You don't have the energy, you can't finish your workout, and what do you think is going to happen to that muscle you build? You're obviously going to start losing it. And so my advice, you maintain, you always have the energy. Every time you go to the gym, you have enough energy to finish the entire workout and to train harder than last time. You don't have days where you're going hypoglycemic, where you're losing muscle. Every day is a good day. You don't overdo the calories to the extent that you have to diet. You just maintain a healthy, reasonable body fat percentage for you.
People ask, why'd you get rid of the R8? The R8 was a boring ass car. If a car does not scare you, then it is not a good car. A car needs to scare you.
Sounds like he's talking about a girlfriend and not a car. If the girlfriend doesn't scare you, it's not a good girlfriend. Well, that's not always the case. Sometimes safe is in fact good. You don't need to be scared to have a good time. At least that's what I think. Life advice with Coach Greg.
Everybody's out here getting Lamborghinis and R8s and like all these like all-wheel drive, like fast as shit supercars. This is so much more fun. It's so much more raw.
Yeah, it's way more fun and more likely to end your life. It's a trade-in.
I love the rawness and just like the unfiltered type of like personality these cars have. And it scares the shit out of you, which makes you enjoy having it. You get an adrenaline rush.
There's other ways to get an adrenaline rush. You can go to the gym, work out, have fun, perhaps race on Zwift. Things that are safe. Or you could be like Coach Greg and Allie, go to Dominican, the back seat of a taxi drive, and flip over a guardrail, almost end your life. Not the best way to get adrenaline.
So I haven't been able to get a full rip in the car yet. Just because I'm scared. I'm not scared. I am scared.
And thank God that you are scared.
Scale of 1 to 10. What do you think?
How much do I like it?
Yeah.
I mean,
more than the R8?
Definitely more than the R8.
And unlike cars, do not ask your girlfriend to rate you on a scale of 1 to 10. You do not want to know the answer. And especially, never ask them to compare you to someone else.
I would give the R8, honestly, compared to this, like a 3. And this one, I would give a solid 9.5.
And imagine saying the RX is a 3. See, what happens is once you've seen something so amazing, everything pales in comparison. Reminds me of those videos where girls rate guys, and if they're 5'6", they're automatically a 1. Yay!
People overcomplicate like losing body fat and getting lean all the time. But there's like also a difference between getting lean and getting shredded.
And so absolutely, there's a lot of confusion with terminology, lean, shredded, and so on. Alex is very lean right now, does not need to lose a single ounce of fat in order to look good. But he wants to get shredded. Why? Well, because social media dictates he should. But in reality, he doesn't need to. This is self-imposed pressure. You develop body dysmorphia, you think you're not lean enough, and you start dieting harder than last time. And for what? He's already suffering, and if he continues to diet like this, he's going to lose muscle. And what do you think he's going to resort to? He's already stated it in the past. He's going to resort to taking HRT. He's going to send it.
So let's say like if your maintenance calories is 2,800, you want to be eating 2,500, and then I recommend getting 300 calories burnt from an external source.
And so what Alex doing, it makes sense. He started his diet off by cutting out 300 calories from his maintenance. On top of that, he burns an additional 300 calories through cardio. That results in a 600 calorie daily deficit times 7, 4,200 calorie deficit per week. That results in over 1 pound of body fat a week. But what happens is, at the start of a diet, that does in fact work. It's easy. When you're overweight and or obese and you start a diet, this is a very easy starting point in order to have you achieve your goals. But after a while, as your body fat drops lower and you get towards the bottom end of your genetic set point for body fat, your body, it starts fighting back. It doesn't want you to get any leaner. You start going hypo, you don't have energy, you can't finish your workouts. And so what Alex has experienced at this point is his body saying, enough is enough. And so if he does in fact want to get leaner, he should most certainly increase his calories. He's trying to lose the weight too quickly. His body's fighting back. If he had plenty of energy, he could keep doing this. But it's very obvious he's dieting too hard, and so I would suggest he adds in 300 calories a day. What's wrong with losing a half a pound of fat a week? He would have more energy, feel better. And unlike Sean Nalajwick, who says that cardio, it's overrated for fat loss, I say just the opposite. Yesterday's bike ride burned off 1,400 calories. I ate whatever I wanted the rest of the night. It was simple. Woke up hungry, had lost weight. In comparison, if you just try to cut calories, for example, if Alex cut 600 calories from his diet, he would be under 2,000 calories a day, would likely be hungry, starving, have a very difficult time getting in an appropriate level of fiber. Fiber allows you to feel full, decreases your chance of cancer, cardiovascular diseases, and so on. And so people who are able to eat more, they're oftentimes more successful on their diet. And so, of course, you can get my freaking cookbook to get lower calorie dense foods to allow you to feel full. Gone are the days where you just have to eat chicken, broccoli, and rice. Doesn't make sense. As Alex states in this video, you need to eat low calorie dense foods. He talks about protein ice creams and high volume foods that allow you to eat a lot of food, be less hungry. If you're hungry all the time, you're not going to be able to stay on your diet. But one thing that you really need to do is cardio. And if you're having trouble getting in your cardio, why not take GO2 Max, the main ingredient, NMN, which has been banned by the FDA, going to be banned from Amazon starting March 13th. If you add this in, it can improve your cardiovascular performance, allow you to become a better butter burner. What does that mean? Well, you burn more calories in less time. More calories you burn, the more of a deficit you're in, the more fat you're going to lose. Not only that, it allows you to feel better, get better sleep, lower blood pressure, cholesterol. The difference is astounding. Strongly suggest GO2 Max, even better than fat burners, creatine, and so on. Click the link in the description, code Greg, 10% off.
So for me, I do 30 minutes of Stairmaster in the morning fasted, which is like roughly 60-ish steps per minute for about 30 minutes.
And you may be wondering, well, Alex is doing fasted cardio. Should I do fasted cardio? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
The Rock knows it doesn't matter. Sure, you can if you want. Do what makes you happy. It's not going to make you burn more calories or more fat, but it can in fact hurt your gains. If you get up in the morning, you have no protein, no energy, and you go out and do cardio, where do you think your body is going to get the amino acids from? From the biceps, the quads. If you don't have the building blocks to build muscle, your body has to get them from somewhere. And so I strongly suggest, if you are in fact suffering, and if you don't enjoy doing empty stomach cardio, please eat. There's no benefit to saying, I'm just going to skip breakfast every single day. You don't need to do anything special aside being in a calorie deficit to lose weight.
And that means I'm putting myself into a 600 calorie deficit every single day. So when you do 600 times 7, what is that? 4,200?
And so one thing that Alex didn't cover in this is that 4,200 calorie deficit, as you start dieting, it's not going to be 4,200 forever. What happens is your BMR and your NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, it's going to go down. Your body starts to conserve energy. You fidget less, you move around less, and your body burns fewer calories. And so what might have been a 4,200 weekly deficit after a few weeks and or months may only in fact be 3,000, 2,000 even. Your body can literally stop losing weight at the same deficit it once was at the start of your diet program. If you do notice this, you're going to have to further reduce calories or increase cardio. But don't worry, you will continue to lose weight if you're in a calorie deficit. You cannot break the laws of thermodynamics. But if you get to the point where you're feeling like Alex, lacking energy, not feeling good, lower sex drive, decreased libido, aside from taking things like G-test or 3-test to elevate your natural testosterone, you should in fact stop the diet or at least add in more calories and reduce your daily deficit. If you're dieting too hard, too quickly, you're inevitably going to run out of energy. The slower you lose weight, the more likely you're going to keep the weight off and the better you're going to feel.
Other parts in terms of like making it easier, like you can sustain it more, you got to look at like low calorie, high volume foods, high protein, low calorie meals.
And so as Alex knows, it's not about just doing what's right. To be in a calories deficit, you're losing weight. But does that mean it's going to be sustainable? Of course not. 95% of diets fail. You lose the weight and you regain it. That's called yo-yo dieting. That's why I say don't bulk and cut. Bulking and cutting 95% of the time, you're just going to end up gaining all the weight back and then some. And so my advice, slowly lose the weight, do a diet that you can follow for the rest of your life, like my circle diet. Literally wrote a book, might take you 6 hours, easy to read. You can apply it right away. As soon as you read it, you can go do it right now. Was a school teacher, very easy to understand. And so if you don't know how to lose weight, you haven't watched hundreds, perhaps thousands of my videos, you can of course pick up this book, read it. You'll know more than 99% of people doing YouTube telling you how to lose weight. This is the answer. This combined with the cookbook and of course the supplements if you can afford it. Code Greg 10% off. Click the link in the description. If you can't afford it, have a free diet and training program. All you do is you go to my website, type in your name, email address, voila! You get the free program. It's there for you. And so whether you can afford it or not, no excuses. Start your weight loss journey today.
So like for me, like we'll make this protein pizza that I've made in a YouTube video before. Protein French toast is a good alternative.
Oh, that you made?
I love it. The girlfriend in the background. Oh, you made? You gotta love it. For sure she made it for him.
Protein ice cream is really filling. Anything that's just...
The strawberry dip?
Yeah, like there's a lot of meals you can do that you can make yourself that are like diet hacks.
And those diet hacks, the stuff that he's explaining right now, this is it. Close to 200 of them. Imagine if you had this book, if you had all those diet hacks, you had all those choices. Imagine the difference it can make. You don't have to make all of them. You don't even have to make 10. Imagine 5. Just 5 game changer recipes that you can incorporate into your regular dieting routine. Rather than eating that regular burger, fries, ice cream, pizza, lasagna, sub, you name it, you eat a lower calorie, high protein version instead that's bigger, more filling, more voluminous. Imagine how much easier it is to lose weight.
It allows you to eat more volume of food, so I could have twice as much Greek yogurt, non-fat, than regular fat Greek yogurt.
And literally, if I had thought he was talking about the cookbook here, I'd be like, great job. He's defining the exact reason and the way that my cookbook works. And so strongly suggest cookbook, code Greg, 10% off. Get it right now.
Don't do any like HIIT sessions and like CrossFit and shit. Jogging, like yeah, you'll lose weight from that, but that's jogging and running is pretty dumb from a bodybuilding standing point.
Exactly. You're out running, sprinting, doing too much HIIT cardio. It makes it way too hard to recover from. If you're trying to maintain all your muscle and you're doing all these things, it's hard. And so steady state cardio, zone 2, really all you need. Something you can do consistently. You don't want to get sore. And so my advice to you when you do in fact start your cardiovascular program is you shouldn't get sore from it. Yeah, if you're racing bikes like Coach Greg, of course you're going to get sore. But if you're just a regular folk trying to lose weight, keep it off, you don't ever need to get to the point of being sore. Zone 2, sometimes maybe zone 3, it's all you need. Don't go as slow as Grandma Josephine. She's super slow. You do better than that. But don't think you have to really push yourself. Do it at a comfortable pace. You can still talk and go from there.
Keep your protein intake very high. Say 1 gram to 1.25 grams per pound of lean body mass. So for me, I'm doing like minimum 180 grams.
And so essentially 0.8 to 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body weight. But if you are in fact dieting, trying to maintain muscle, and you want the satiating effect of protein, it's better to eat on the high end of the spectrum, 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body weight. And if you're not cutting, you're bulking, or perhaps at maintenance, even a half a gram of protein per pound of body weight, for most people, it's going to be enough, especially if it's spread out over 3 to 5 meals.
Always try to shoot for a higher goal so that even if you underachieve, you're still hitting a pretty high number. If I want to hit like 2 million followers on Instagram this year, I say I want to hit 3 million.
And so one thing I completely disagree with Alex is that you shouldn't overshoot your goals. He's saying if you want to have 2 million followers, aim for 3, because if you fall short, well, you have 2.5. It doesn't work like that. If your goal is to lose 20 pounds, don't think, oh, I'm going to try to lose 40, because then if I miss, I'll lose 20. If your goal is to lose 40 and you only lose 20, you're going to be disappointed. Much better to say, I'm going to lose 10, and then hit that 10. And then when you get there, set a new goal. Small, realistic goals that you can achieve, much better than setting dream goals. Those are fun to think about, but you want to have concrete goals that you can achieve now, in the short term. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comment section, should Alex continue to diet, or should he call it a day? Is he lean enough? Personally, I think he's already as lean as he needs to be, that further dieting, it's just going to lower his testosterone, make it too tempting to go on HRT. And for what? He doesn't need it. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment for the algorithm, like the video if you liked it, watch the bloops, follow me on Instagram, Greg Doucette, IP Roll. Come on, go follow me right now. Get to the website, use code Greg to get 10% off. Don't miss out on this, especially GO2 Max. Get the freaking cookbook. And until next time, I am out.